What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Grow, Live, Dream. I'm your boy, LeVar Robinson, and this is my brother T. Hutton, the motivator. And of course, we're excited to be talking to you guys today, bringing you guys some amazing motivation nuggets that's going to help you win. We talking about the Gazelle today. What's up, T. Hutton? How you doing, brother?
Oh, man, I'm doing good, doing really good today. Today is going to be another great day. Today is Thursday. For those of y'all who like to celebrate Friday, welcome to Baby Friday. For those of y'all like me to celebrate,
is that what you call it, Baby Friday? Huh?
Baby Friday. And for those who love every day like
myself,
congratulations. We have made it to another one.
Awesome. Well, let me go ahead and let everybody know. For everybody who jumps on, make sure you guys are commenting. Jump right in, have a conversation with us. Make sure you loving, liking, sharing, right? Make sure everybody get a chance to hear this amazing information. What's going on? I think, Sadie and Dane, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? So let's get it, brother.
So getting started today, we're going to be talking about the Gazelle. Now, I know if you've been watching and keeping up with us for these last few weeks, you're probably saying, Gazelle? You talked about lions, tigers, sharks, eagles, like all these apex predators. But hey, what about the Gazelle? What if you're not an apex predator? How you doing, sis? Thank you for tuning in.
What's up? We got Tim in the building. What's up? I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I had to get a little close up on the screen. What's up, sis?
But no, we're talking about the prey today. What if you're not an apex predator? What if you're not that person that's like, you know what? I got to have it all right now. I'm that guy. I'm going out to get it. You know, you hear people talk about personality types. What if you're not the alpha personality type? What if that's not you? I know somebody's probably saying, maybe you're saying, I am not a predator. Maybe you're saying, hey, look, I just want to survive. I'm just a survivor. I'm not a predator. I'm not out there hunting. I'm just surviving. I'm literally trying to survive day to day. What does that look like for you? Today, we're talking directly to you. If you want to survive, or not even just survive, but thrive and survive, we're talking to you. What you think, LeVar?
Man, you really gotta understand, man. It's so many different types of people that are out here. You know, obviously, you know, we understand, you know, we're not trying to say, hey, look, well, you can't be what you want to be, right? But where are you right now in your life? And that's super important to understand that everybody is needed. Everybody is needed. Everybody has a path. And what we want to do is we want to provide you guys some nuggets about the Gazelle. We know that the Gazelle is always the ultimate prey, right? For so many of those big cats that are out there, right? But we got to understand the significance of the Gazelle and some of the amazing things about the Gazelle as well.
So when we start to talk about these gazelles, like LeVar already mentioned, the Gazelle is so important. The Gazelle is considered to be one of the most important prey animals in that habitat. It's some people that are super important in their job roles that you may not feel like you're being valued. Maybe you feel like you're being taken advantage of, but you're so important in your job role. Mm-hmm. If you wasn't there to be that buffer, or if you wasn't there to be the person to greet them at the door, then nobody would greet them. Customer service would drop drastically. Don't feel like your role is not important. Mm-hmm. So we want to talk about that today. Sometimes people feel like their roles are not important. Sometimes you feel unappreciated. Like, hey, look, I don't get Big Cat Week. I don't get to be I don't get to be the star of the show. Every year when Big Cat Week coming around, I'm the person that's getting killed every time. You know what I'm saying? I don't get to be the star of the show. Well, guess what? You're still important. You have a major role to play. It's like watching a movie, LeVar. One of my favorite movies, or one of my favorite movie series, is Mission Impossible. We all love Tom Cruise and Mission Impossible, but without the criminals, there's no point in Tom Cruise. So when we start to look at this Gazelle today, I really want us to take in mind that there's some amazing things about the Gazelle itself, about how the Gazelle is developed, what is learned, how it acts in its habitat. Not only the fact that it supports the habitat by being one of the most important preys for things like lions, cheetahs, leopards, to be honest with you, pretty much most big cats, but it's also important for the gazelle itself. And here's the good news about it. Not all the time does the gazelle get eaten. The gazelle actually survives, they say 7 out of 10 times. So imagine that. The big cat attacks, gazelle survives. Big cat attack, the gazelle survives.
So here's the interesting
survival today, people.
Right. So here's the interesting thing about that, right? So we're going to, now that you're on that particular topic, let's go ahead and talk about it, right? So the gazelle actually has the ability to outrun most big cats, right? It has the ability to outrun most big cats, right? The main cat that it doesn't have the ability to really outrun is going to be the cheetah, right? Cheetah, super fast. Super fast. You got some people that are in your business, some people that are in your life running 100 miles per hour, right? They out here getting it. They eating them some fire. They moving. But here's the thing. He doesn't outrun the cheetah. He has the ability to outmaneuver the cheetah. Let me say that again. He has the ability to outmaneuver the cheetah, right? So that means that you can outthink those people that are running 100 miles per hour. You don't have to be who they are. You don't have to be running 100 miles per hour in order for you to get what you need to get in life, right? That means you have to use your mind. That means you have to use your intelligence. That means you have to make sure that you're digging and building yourself. You know, we always talk about that story a long time ago, the tortoise and the hare.
Yeah.
Right? We all remember that particular story, right? You know, the hare getting it. That rabbit be putting in work, running, whew, right? But the tortoise was just consistent. It was persistent. It never stopped.
And that's the thing. You can't stop. Here's the funny thing. LeVar said it to you. There are some cheetahs out there in your life. There are some cheetahs. The cheetah itself has the ability to run 70 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. Top speed, 70. Guess what the top speed is for the gazelle? 60. So you know what that means? You're going to get caught. But here's the good thing about it. The gazelle can't be getting caught that often because if not, there'll be extinct. So that's what that means is, like LeVar said, the gazelle is using its mind. Mm-hmm. The cheetah, 70 miles an hour, straight line, he's going to catch a gazelle every time. But what does the gazelle does? He zigs and zags.
That's right.
Are you zigging and zagging in your life? There's some things that you're trying to avoid that you might need to be zigging and zagging from. Mm-hmm. You got to use your mind. You got to be able to outthink your predator sometimes. There's some things that's coming at you that if you don't know how to zig, look, LeVar, I remember when they say, you know what I'm saying, like boxing, they say you're supposed to dip and duck, dodge,
right.
block. Like if you dip the wrong way, you get hit in the mouth.
Straight up.
So you got to outthink, you know what I'm saying? You got to use your mind, people. Mm-hmm. You can't not stand stagnant. You can't stand still. You can't go in a straight line because if that gazelle goes in a straight line, he's getting caught every time.
I mean, think about what you just said. We got to use our mind. We got to think our way through things, right? There's some situations that have come that instead of us thinking about it, instead of us thinking it through, we try to go through it like a boulder. When in all actuality, we have the ability to think it through and be like, that's not for me. That's not good for the journey that I'm going. So instead of me going straight, I'm going to zig, right? I'm going to zig. Let me go ahead and go around that. I'm going to let them have all of that, right? Yeah. And we have to understand the significance of what I just said. What's up, Miss Frida? What's up? We got Mom watching as well. What's happening? And Yesenia, what's happening? Great afternoon. But back to what we're talking about. Listen, we got to make sure that we understand the significance of what T. Hutton just said. We got to think our way through things. Make sure that we're paying attention to things as they're coming our way, right? Some things are not for us. Sometimes we're putting ourselves through things that if we would have just thought about it, we'd been like, that don't even really make sense for me. That don't even really make sense for me. I'm good. I'm going to let y'all do that. I'm good. I don't want to do it. And the more we use our minds, the more we'll put ourselves in positions to where we'll be able to get to where we want to go faster because we're not allowing just random boulders come and knock us off our track.
You know, just going back to something you said a little while ago, I just thought about it when I was thinking about like the actual gazelle itself. You mentioned the tortoise and the hare, right? We've all heard the stories of the tortoise and the hare, of course, but you said something about being consistent, right? Here's the funny thing about the Gazelle. The Gazelle top speed is at 60, but it's in a short burst. He doesn't have the ability to maintain that speed. But guess what else doesn't have the ability to maintain its speed? The cheetah. They said that if a gazelle can outrun a cheetah for the first 20 seconds of its chase, of the hunt, 20 seconds, not a whole long time, not even a minute, 20 seconds, the gazelle survives. There's not a percentage to that. He survives. That's 100%. 20 seconds. Wow. He got to survive that first 20 seconds.
Wow.
Because here's the thing. The gazelle may have a top speed of 60, but the gazelle can maintain 43 miles an hour. The cheetah cannot. See, you got to be built for something. You got to have some endurance, because there's going to be some people that's going to shoot past you. Whether it's in business, in your career, all kinds of different things. You might see people run out past you, but they don't have the endurance that you have. They haven't been through the things that you've been through that built up that endurance. We hear people say it all the time. Some of the things that I've seen and been through would have killed somebody else, would have stopped somebody else from making it there. But I endured it. What are you willing to endure? Because when you endure, you survive.
Man, bruh, you can only imagine how long that 20 seconds is. You can only imagine how long that 20 seconds is. So with that being said, for everybody that's watching, right, I need you guys to hear something, right? How long is your 20 seconds? How consistent? How long are you staying consistent in the role or in the direction that you're going in right now? How long, right? Generally, people have short bursts as well, right? But that burst is not as long as they should be, right? You go just as much to pick up some momentum and then you stop. Just as much to pick up some momentum and then you stop. And then you wonder why the road just seems so long. But if you actually take a second, because, you know, we do motivational speaking, you know, we do life coaching, you know, we get a chance to sit down and talk to individuals. And one of the things that you learn is that people don't stay consistent in going after their dreams and going after their goals and pushing in a particular direction. They'll go, things get hard, they'll stop. They'll go, things get hard, they'll stop. So how many times in your life, for everybody who's watching, how many times in your life, if you look back, because hindsight is 20/20. And if you actually take time and look back at your life and think about how many times you started doing something that you wanted to do and you stopped. And for whatever reason, it was hard for you to pick that momentum back up again. If you've done that, I want you guys to go ahead and put a 1 in the chat.
LeVar, let me say something. Because you said something, I got excited when you said it. I started thinking about it. So imagine that you are riding a bike and you go bike riding, right, LeVar? And there's a difference between somebody who's cycling and somebody who's bike riding. Because if you're bike riding, you ride, you might go down a hill. And as you go down the hill, you pick up momentum, you're pedaling, and you stop. Yeah. And the bike continues to roll forward. But when you get ready to come back up the hill, you got to try to regain that momentum. You got to catch up with the chain, because if you got to catch up with the chain to try to be able to catch up and maintain your speed to go back up the hill. There's a difference between somebody who's riding bikes and somebody who's cycling. The person who's cycling never stops pedaling. You go to a cycling class, you're pedaling where you're standing up, sitting down, lifting weights, you're pedaling. You're cycling the whole time. And that's the thing. Some people are pedaling in their lives, but they're not cycling. They pedal for a little while, they get a little momentum, and they cruise. Then they pedal a little bit and they cruise. Like, I'm be honest with yourself. Are you a skateboarder? Are you kicking and pushing just so you can cruise? Or are you a cycler and you're cycling to get to the finish line?
That's amazing, actually. That's an amazing question that you just asked, because we know there's a lot of people. Most people actually are skateboarders. Most people are skateboarding. Most people are not cycling. They're not continuing motion. They're not staying active. They're not continuously pushing. See, I don't necessarily feel like it's anything wrong with slowing the pedal down, right? right? There's nothing wrong with slowing the pedal down, but you got to keep moving. You got to keep moving, right? When the gazelle is running from that cheetah, he got to keep moving. He got to keep moving. When you're going after your dreams, you got to keep moving. You actually see it happen all the time. I see it happen in business a lot, where you have people that have things happen to them in their life, and they allow those things to come in and just make them stop. I'm talking about completely stop. But when you start looking and you start researching people, anyone who's done anything significant in this world, anyone who's done anything significant in this world, even when things got hard, they kept moving. Even when obstacles came, they kept moving. Sometimes we got to look ourselves in the mirror, T. Hutton, and ask ourselves are we the type of individuals that when things get hard, we stop moving? It ain't about what anybody else see. It ain't about what anybody else see. It's about what you see. It's about reality. Reality is looking in that mirror and asking yourself, are you the type of individual that keeps moving even when things get hard?
Are you? When we look at the gazelle, even in regards to the cheetah, the lion, the tiger, in their habitat, we know the gazelle is not the predator. We know it's not the apex creature in that habitat. But you know what the interesting thing is? The gazelle also is one of the smaller preys in the habitat. They say that gazelles tend to follow around things like elephants, giraffes, wildebeest. Because see, what they feed on is grass, generally short grass. And they will follow around a wildebeest or an elephant or something that tramples down the taller grass in order to be able to feed on it. Here's how nature works, LeVar. This is the amazing part about nature. Guess what tends to hide in the tall grass? The big cats.
Makes sense.
So it makes sense to sometimes follow a mentor. Somebody who's able to beat down the big grass to help you avoid some of those problems that you wouldn't see coming normally.
Come on, you just said that.
See, when they're following around that wildebeest, who also is let's be honest, a prey for the lion, the tiger, the cheetah, but they're following it around and it's knocking down the big grass, and those creatures can't hide in that short grass. There's some people in front of you. If you just take a step back and just allow them to trailblaze for you, it increases your chance of success and survival.
Oh man, 110%. That right there just gave me life. That just gave me life, man. Just kind of even thinking about that. Hopefully you guys are understanding what he just said. What type of people, once again, we talk about this all the time. What type of people do we have around us? Right? What mentors do you have in front of you trailblazing? Do you have any? Because we know most people don't. Most people don't even realize the significance of having mentors and coaches and people that have come before you that can show you the way and make sure that you're good. They're not going to stop you from going through. They can't stop you from going through certain obstacles, right? Certain things are for you, right? Your tests are going to happen. There ain't no way of getting around that test now, right? But they can lead the way. They can lead the way. They can show you the way because they've been there. So I was looking at something and I thought it was really interesting as it pertains to the gazelle. And I know most people don't even know this because I didn't know it. They say that the gazelle only sleeps in 5-minute bursts for only an hour out of the day.
Crazy.
Man, that blew my mind. I said 5-minute bursts? What would I do? Like, oh my goodness. But this is, and even though we know we can't sleep that short amount of time, what it made me think of is that there's too many people. There's too many people that are sleeping too long. They sleeping on their dreams.
Yeah.
They sleeping on their goals. They sleeping on their next level. Instead of being excited because they understand, listen, everything that they do, they got to make sure they protect themselves. Y'all understand what I just said? They got to make sure they protect themselves, right? So we know that they're one of the main preys in the range. They can't sleep too long, right? How bad do you want to live your life the way you should live your life, to stay alive? How bad do you want to get to your dreams? How bad do you want it? You should be inspired enough about that to where you don't feel like you got to sleep 9, 10 hours out of the day, 11. I mean, there's some people that be sleeping way too long.
But it's my day off, LeVar. It's my day off, man. I want to sleep in. You know what's funny to me? When I hear people complain about their job and then they sleep in on their day off work.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you sleeping in because you don't like your job, then what are you doing to change it?
Come on.
Because if you sleep in on your day off from the job that you don't want to be at, how can you, what are you going to do with the time to change it? Like, you got to have some time to change it. If you don't want to be there, look, I was having a conversation with someone about them volunteering because they was like, they don't like their job. They want a better job. I say, well, you know, you got the education. They say, yeah, but I can't get a job because I don't have experience. I say, well, then that's simple. Volunteer. So I don't have time to volunteer because I work a full-time job. I say, well, volunteer on your off days. They're like, but that's my time. I said, okay, well, it seems like this is your problem also. So, like, I'm trying to help you. Don't give me your excuse. I'm trying to help you. Like, if this is your problem, here's your solution. It's up to you to make a decision.
You know, that made me think about when they say excuses only sound good to the people that are saying them.
Boy,
look, you over here like you said you really wanted to go out and do that, but yet you're making all these excuses as to why you can't do it. Right? You actually sound real crazy to somebody who's hungry in life.
Yeah.
You sound real crazy to somebody who's about that business. You sound real crazy, right? Because once again, you want to rest, you resting on your dreams. You want to rest, you resting on your goals. You want to rest, you're resting on inspiring other people to be able to win. See, they don't even understand. They don't understand what that rest is keeping them from. If you're not willing to lose some sleep from what it is that you're trying to do, you may want to look elsewhere for something else that's going to inspire you enough to make you not want to sleep on that. Yes, that's right, Yesenia. Focus on your reasons why.
SOS, LeVar. Sleeping on self.
Sleeping on self.
But they putting the SOS out there to the world. Help me, I need help. SOS, I need help. Sleeping on yourself. Hey, look, when you said that this gazelle sleep in 5-minute bursts, you were like, okay, cool, that makes sense. Okay, you know, you want to stay alert and stuff like this. But I don't think what they caught is they sleep in 5-minute bursts for 1 hour a day.
For only 1 hour. Wow.
1 hour. So in the other 23 hours, guess what you got to be? Alert. Ready to run at your top speed in short bursts or long distances at a very quick rate. Like all of a sudden, you just got to come out to shoot. You know what? I was watching this because I like to watch videos when I'm doing my research. And I was watching this gazelle escape this cheetah, right? And I'm watching how the gazelle escaped the cheetah. But what's the interesting part is the commentator. Because the commentator said, oh, that looked like Barry Sanders. And look, and I say, well, man, that's amazing. Because sometimes you got to be the Barry Sanders out there on the plane. You know what I'm saying? It's funny when you think about it, but when you look at, like, let's say football, Barry Sanders didn't have an offensive line. He didn't have anything to protect him, so he had to protect himself. So there were some additional things that were required from him in order to make the distances that he ran, to earn the awards that he earned. And it's the same thing for people. If you want to get somewhere, it's going to require some more from you. You heard me say it before, LeVar. I don't think I've said it online before, but the simple fact is, for everything, there's a cost. And for every cost, it's simple. It's sacrifice. The question is only what are you willing to sacrifice to get to what you want?
What are you?
If you want a bigger house, if you want a bigger car, a better job, a better relationship, a better life, a better you, it requires sacrifice. Are you willing to put in the sacrifice? Are you willing to pay the cost? Everything comes with a cost, and that cost is sacrifice. I don't care how you look at it, whether it's sacrificing your time, your money, or your energy, it's sacrifice.
It's interesting that you say that, actually, because I was reading where they say that gazelles primarily see things in black and white, right? And the way that they move, right? They primarily see things in black and white. So what that made me think about was exactly what you said. You're either going after your dreams or you're not. You either want it or you don't. You're either hungry or you're not. Which one is it? You have to make that decision. We have to make that decision. It's black or white. Get out that gray. I kind of want it, but I'm busy. No, go get it. I kind of want it, but I don't know what to do. Go figure it out. Go figure out what you need to do. I kind of want it, but I don't know if I don't know if I'm ready. You either ready or you not. Because every moment you don't move is a moment that you're moving back. Every moment that you don't move forward is it's a moment moving back. So how bad do you want to get to where you need to go? You need to start seeing life black and white. We need you guys to start seeing life in your dreams black and white. I want it bad. I'm going to get it. I want my family to win. I'm going to stay in action and make sure that I'm doing what I need to do to make sure that my family is winning. I'm staying in action, right? Because I'm serious about it, right? I tell people all the time, there's something that I'm working on. It's called VAPE. Vision, action, intensity, and posture. Everybody has vision, right? Everybody has vision. But until you put that action behind it, right? Listen, the gazelle want to stay alive, right? He envisions staying alive. But he can put a little action and try to walk away from the cheetah. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work, right? He gotta move. He gotta move. And he gotta know. His posture has to say, I'm a survivor and I'm gonna survive, right? So that's the mindset that we gotta have. We gotta make sure that when we move, that we actually put in the work and we're willing to have intensity behind that movement. How bad do you want to get to where you want to go? It's not black and it's not gray, y'all. It's black and white.
You know what? I want to do a show next week, LeVar, and I want to title it "Hunger versus Starvation."
Let's do it. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it here. Next week, Tuesday, hunger versus starvation. Go ahead.
Because when you say black and white, there's a difference between being hungry and someone who's starving. I listened to I listened to a comedian one time say that he had two types of kids. He has his son that'll go outside and shoot 100 shots, 100 free throws. Mm-hmm. His daughter will go outside and make 100 free throws. See, it's a mindset behind it, because you can go out there and just throw the ball off the rim 100 times and say, hey, like I did it. Or you can go out there till you make 100 free throws. The black and white about it is it important enough for you to do it? Because you say you want it, but do you really want it? Because that's when we say next week we'll talk about that starvation thing. It's a difference between being hungry and starving. Because a lot of people, you be hungry, like, oh man, I don't even know what I want to eat, man. I just sit around for a little while, I'll figure it out. Yeah. But when you starving, no matter what come across the plate. Game changer. No matter what it is. Look, I watched the movie. No, I'm saying that for next week. Let me go. I'm about to go all the way in. You gotta
save it. And look, I have so much on my mind right now that I want to get into on that. I said, let me just hold it back.
I know. I was about to get excited about it. Hey, look, I will get excited about it. Hey, look,
hold it back.
We're getting close to the end right here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll do my closing, then I'll give it back to you. Okay? Yeah. So they say every morning in Africa, a lion wakes up and a gazelle wakes up. In order for the gazelle to make it through the end of the day, he must be faster than the fastest lion. In order for the lion to survive the day, to be able to eat, it must be faster than the slowest gazelle. My point in saying this is this. If you are the prey, you can't be second best. See, the lion has the ability to be second best because he doesn't have to be faster than the fastest gazelle. He has to be faster than the slowest gazelle. But the gazelle has no choice but to be faster than the fastest lion. He has to be able to outthink the smartest cheetah. Because his survival is key. There's some things that are required from you. If you want to promote in your job, you have to be smarter than the next employee. If you want to be able to move up, you're going to have to outwork some people. I love the story about Arnold Schwarzenegger being on the treadmill and just not allowing Sylvester Stallone to outwork him. And they both end up, quote unquote, in the hospital because neither one of them is willing to let the other person outwork them. You got to be willing to outwork somebody because you don't know what the other person is capable of. But if you want your dreams to succeed, it's going to require some sacrifice from you. The gazelle itself is the prey, and that's okay. Because sometimes you are not the apex predator in your environment. And here's the funny thing about it. Most apex predators, if they're put into another environment, they become prey. If you drop a lion down into the ocean, shark will eat him.
Facts.
And that's the thing. Just because you're an apex predator where you at, you may not always be that. So be respectful to the prey around you. Be respectful to your subordinates if you are in a position of power. Because you're not, one day you may not be that person. Because here's the funny thing, and I'll let you go with this one, LeVar. You're at work and you walk in and your supervisor, he looks at you, you look at him, and you may have a little fear or reservations for the supervisor. But when the owner walks in, you both shimmer. Because just because you're the day-to-day apex predator in your habitat doesn't mean that you're the overall apex predator. Go ahead, LeVar, close us out.
Man, I don't really have a whole lot to say other than we're going to go back to that black and white. We're going to go back to that black and white. You either want it or you don't. It's either time or it's not. We got to run. We got to stay alert. We got to make sure that we don't have the wrong types of individuals around us. We got to really, really put in the work. Put in the work. Stay running. You heard T. Hutton say it earlier. Stay cycling. What dream or what are you going after? What goal are you going after right now? Are you sleeping on that goal? Be honest with yourself. Are you sleeping on that goal? Are you resting on that goal? Or are you black and white going after that goal? Putting the action behind what you're just saying. I want to say something to you guys. I need everybody to understand this. When we talk about people that say, oh, I'm different, I'm not like y'all. If your goal is not making you move, or if your vision is not making you move, you're being just like everybody else. You're no different. You're exactly just like everybody else. In order for you to achieve that status, you have to do what a majority of people are not doing. That means moving. Staying moving. Stay going after your dreams. Stay going after everything it is that you want, and you'll be able to achieve it. We appreciate you guys for reaching out, for coming on, watching this episode of Grow, Live, Dream. Once again, my name is LeVar Robinson, and this is my brother T. Hutton, the motivator. Make sure y'all come back Tuesday. We're gonna be talking about that amazing conversation, hunger versus starvation, and we look forward to coming to you guys. Make sure y'all go over to Grow, Live, Dream, man. It's time to build something special. It's time to win. Y'all have yourself a wonderful day. Once again, let's get it.